Hey everyone, this is Chulsoo back with Chulsoo의 Hangeul. I hope everyone has had a good week. As you know, this program is meant for people who are trying to learn Korean, to take some Korean phrases and use them throughout the week so that you can wow your friends and slowly build up your vocabulary to be able to have a good level of conversational Korean. This week, I'm gonna do things a little bit different. We're actually gonna look into some K-pop. You guys excited? So nowadays, K-pop is getting so much attention. It's a wave. You have all of these artists like Psy and BTS and so on, and so many people, not just in the United States, but around the world are catching on. Now, for this particular episode, I want you to keep in mind a couple of things. First, the phrases that I'm going to be teaching are a little bit more advanced than what I've been teaching up until now. So if you feel like you're not ready yet, you can go ahead and change the channel or, maybe wait a little while before listening to this episode. Keep in mind that we are going to be looking into songs. Songs are a bit more poetic. The phrases, the words that are used in there are a bit more poetic and artistic than the phrases that you would normally use on an everyday basis. So what I'm actually going to do is take a phrase from the song and then take out a portion of it and teach you how to use it on an everyday basis. The phrase that I'm going to pull out is 내가 날 눈치챘던 순간. 내가 날 눈치챘던 순간. Okay? Now, if you look up a translation for this online, you may see it as something the moment I noticed myself, or I kind of felt myself or picked up on myself. So, what I'm going to pull out of that phrase is 눈치채다. 눈치채다. This in itself means to pick up on something or to notice something. So, how can you use this on an everyday basis? Let's say, for example, you have two friends, they're girls. They go to drink coffee, they sit down at a coffee shop, and they're talking. And there's a guy at the next table, right over here, and the guy is looking at one of the girls. So then both of them pick up on the fact that he is looking at one of the girls. So one of the girls says, "Oh, wow, he's looking at you." And the girl that is being noticed says, "Oh, 알아, 눈치챘어, 눈치챘어." Meaning, I know, or I picked up on it, that he was looking at me. The second phrase from the BTS song that I'm going to pull out is 날 알아줬던 단 한 사람. 날 알아줬던 단 한 사람. Now, if you look at this translation, it is somewhere along the lines of the only person who recognized me. The only one who recognized me, which means the singer is talking about he was uninvited or unwelcome to an event, and there's only one person who recognized him, the girl he's talking about. So what I'm going to pull out of this entire sentence or phrase is 알아주다. 알아주다. 알아주다 means to recognize or to acknowledge, something along those lines. So here's an example in which you can use it. Let's say that you are studying. You're the type of person, you're studying either for a test or you're studying for something big. And when your friends see you, you always have a book in your hand. You're like a bookworm all day, reading 3-4 hours a day. You know all these books back to front, front to back. And anytime you get a moment to sit down, you're studying, you're looking. And one of your friends, they come up to you because they don't understand, maybe they don't understand how hard work pays off. But they come up to you and they say, "Why are you studying so hard?" 누가 알아줘? 누가 알아줘? Which means that, why are you studying so hard? Why are you working your butt off so hard? Is somebody gonna recognize you for it? Like, what are you gonna get out of that? All right, the third phrase that I'm going to show you, and it's the final one, goes 끝도 보이지 않던 영원의 밤. It's a bit long, right? But what I'm going to pull out of here is 끝도 보이지 않아. Now, if you look at the translation of the entire thing, it'll be somewhere along the lines of the eternal night with no end in sight. But I'm going to pull out the no end in sight portion, which, as I just said, is 끝도 보이지 않아. 끝도 보이지 않아. Let's say you're moving. Everyone's moved before, right? Either you moved your house or you moved your apartment, whatever it is. Everyone gets the feeling that when you're moving, there's so much stuff. There's so many things to move, whether it's furniture, or dishes, or clothes. And it's just like the more that you move, you're actually making progress, but the more that you move, you feel like there's no end. There's no end in sight. And so let's say one of your Korean friends, they come up to you and say, oh, how's the move going? And you say, oh, 끝도 보이지 않아. 끝도 보이지 않아. There's no end in sight. It's like it's endless. It's endless, all of the things that I have to move into my new place.
끝도 보이지 않던 영원의 밤 끝도 보이지 않던 영원의 밤.
All right, so those are the 3 phrases that I pulled out from the BTS song this week that you all will be able to use. Remember, please, no, I'm not even gonna say please, I'm going to challenge everyone to use these phrases at least 2 times, each one at least 2 times throughout the week in order to build up your Korean vocabulary, okay? What were the 3? 눈치채다, 알아주다, and the third one, you got it? 끝도 보이지 않아. 끝도 보이지 않아. All right, that's it this week for Chulsoo Hangeul. I look forward to seeing you all next week. 자, 안녕.